All right. Good afternoon, everyone. As we wait for all of our participants to join, hope everyone's enjoying this nice sunny Tuesday afternoon here in March. So we'll just give it a minute for all of our participants to enter into the webinar. And thanks again for everyone joining us for our Visit Milwaukee monthly webinar series. Again, we're just giving it a few moments here while everyone joins in right at the top of the hour here at 2 o'clock. Got a lot of really fun topics to cover today. Looking forward to celebrating some of our partners who are joining us and giving you a lot of great updates to take back to your teams as well. Right. Okay, we'll just jump right in now that we've got a great group joining us today. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Visit Milwaukee's February, what month am I in, Josh? And welcome to Visit Milwaukee's March webinar. My name is Josh Albert, Chief Marketing Officer here at Visit Milwaukee. And today we'll hear from the U.S. Golf Association's Senior Director for the U.S. Women's Open and U.S. Senior Women's Open, Allison Burns, and Assistant Competitions Director at Erin Hills, Chris Schoonover, who will share their plans for the 2025 U.S. Women's Open taking place just a short trip north of Milwaukee at Erin Hills. But before that, our Performance Marketing Manager, Alex Zimdars, will give you a quick run-through of the Tourism Insights page on visitmilwaukee.org and all the information you can find on this fantastic resource that highlights key industry trends and all the work our team does every day to position Milwaukee as a premier destination. We'll kick things off today by sharing some of the great things happening around the good land with some partner updates. First, we'll begin this afternoon by taking a look at the February Star Report. Both downtown and the county saw year-over-year increases across all key metrics, with notable gains in average daily rates, RevPAR, and revenue. Downtown saw a nearly $8 year-over-year increase in ADR, up 6.9%, which contributed to a 9.9% increase in RevPAR and nearly $2 million more in revenue compared to February of 2024. In the county, ADR rose by 2.4% year over year, resulting in a 5.1% increase in RevPAR and an increase of about $1 million in revenue versus the same period last year. As we roll into our new partner updates this month, we'd like to take a moment to recognize our new and returning partners who have joined over the past month. Quite the list that you see on the screen today, and we welcome all of them to our organization. We're so glad to have all of you aboard, and we can't wait to showcase all the incredible things your organizations have to offer that make our city a great place to live, work, and visit. As March comes to a close, we take time to recognize and celebrate Women's History Month, a moment to honor the achievements and impact of women who have shaped our city, our industry, and our collective story. From entrepreneurs and artists to community leaders and change makers, women in Milwaukee continue to lead with vision, creativity, and strength. At Visit Milwaukee, we're proud to support women-owned businesses and amplify the voices of the women who help make our city extraordinary. Learn more about Milwaukee's women-owned partner businesses and cultural institutions by scanning the QR code on your screen now. One of Milwaukee's favorite lakefront playgrounds is back for the season. The Northwestern Mutual Community Park at Henry Meyer Festival Park officially reopened on March 10th, offering inclusive and accessible fun for families of all ages. Next time you're near the lakefront, be sure to swing by and enjoy the fresh air and new season of play. Milwaukee's East Side is getting a brand new venue with the grand opening of Prairie Springs Park, located near Riverside Park. Operated by Two Birds Event Group, this venue is part of the Urban Ecology Center's $8.2 million Riverland project and can accommodate up to 300 guests. Celebrate this exciting addition to Milwaukee's event scene starting March 19th and find more details through the Urban Ecology Center. Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport has partnered with Make-A-Wish Wisconsin to unveil two brand new Make-A-Wish Kids Zones on concourses C and D. These colorful, family-friendly play areas feature custom Milwaukee-themed carpeting, including inclusive play equipment, and offer a welcoming space for kids and families traveling through MKE. The zones are open 24/7, and you can learn more by visiting the airport's website. Now, to celebrate 15 years in business, Cafe Corazon is launching Operation Break Room, a year-long thank you campaign delivering free guacamole, you had me there, but you also get free chips and salsa verde to 15 Milwaukee area companies, nonprofits, and organizations. The effort also includes monthly donations to food pantries and community causes across the city. To nominate your workplace, visit any Cafe Corazon location or email their catering manager. Details are available on their website. Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Admirals and Nashville Predators announced just yesterday that they've extended their affiliation agreement through the 2028-29 season. This marks one of the longest-running partnerships in the AHL and continues a strong legacy of player development between the two clubs. Celebrate the road to Nashville and Milwaukee's winning hockey culture by catching a game or learning more by heading over to the Admirals website. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't just give another plug for the amazing practice game, pregame jerseys that bear the Visit Milwaukee logo. We're a proud partner of the Admirals throughout the entire season. Coming up, the Midwest Gaming Classic returns to the Baird Center from April 4 to 6, bringing over 350,000 square feet of retro gaming magic to downtown Milwaukee. Expect everything from pinball and arcade cabinets to cosplay, esports, and expanded tabletop gaming, plus celebrity guests and live entertainment. You can get a weekend pass today by visiting Midwest Gaming Classic's website. All that fun will be to be had at the Baird Center. I'm excited for that one. Pasta Tree is having a special MACC fund deal throughout the month. Pasta Tree Restaurant and Wine Bar is dishing out 3 delicious mac and cheese specials to support Midwest Athletes Against Childhood Cancer Fund. For each order of their truffle 7 cheese or pesto mac and cheese, $5 will be donated to help children battling cancer. Dine with purpose and enjoy a comforting plate for a great cause. Now, Milwaukee Wine Weekend is almost here. Taking place on April 10 through 14, the 5-day event will feature immersive tastings, expert-led events, and a special 414-day dinner. Hosted by Milwaukee Wine Academy, this celebration of wine culture and diversity features events across the city for every type of wine lover. Cheers to an unforgettable weekend of flavor. The full event details can be found by visiting Milwaukee Academy's website. Dim Sum Give Some returns on April 13th at the Italian Community Center for an afternoon of small plate delights from 30 plus of Milwaukee's top chefs. This charitable culinary event benefits the Kennedy's Disease Association and features tastings, drinks, and community connection from noon to 3 p.m. Come hungry, give generously, and experience Milwaukee's restaurant community at its best. The IKEA Family Kite Festival returns to Milwaukee's lakefront on May 24 and 25 at Veterans Park. Presented by Gift of Wings, this free, family-friendly tradition features professional kite performances, massive stunt kites, and a grand launch of more than 600 kites at noon each day. Learn more about this high-flying celebration at giftofwings.com. Beginning May 8th, Spirit Airlines is adding new nonstop service between Milwaukee and Los Angeles, followed by new flights to Baltimore and Nashville on May 9th. With these additions, Spirit will offer 8 nonstop destinations from Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. Plan your next getaway with more options and more convenience. Saffron just launched an all-new menu celebrating bold flavors and elevated Indian cuisine. Highlights include updated small plates and modern twists on traditional dishes from the 3rd Ward hotspot. Head to Saffron and experience what's new, or check out these delicious new additions on their website. Central Standard Craft Distillery is opening a second location this fall inside Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. The new space will bring locally crafted spirits and signature hospitality to travelers passing throughout the terminal. And of course, we're all getting excited for the NFL draft, so mark your calendar for Milwaukee Tailgate Week presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook, happening April 24 through 26. This 3-day celebration brings football fans exclusive events, brewery tours, and a tailgate party with Packers legends, including a live taping of Inside the Huddle hosted by Jordy Nelson, Mason Crosby, and Nick Collins. For tickets, event details, and more, visit the events page on visitmilwaukee.org. And we'd love to have you join us for the annual Visit Milwaukee annual meeting celebration. Tickets are on sale now for the 2025 annual meeting, which will be held on Tuesday, May 13th at American Family Field. Help us roll out the barrel as we celebrate our collective wins from the past year and look ahead to the exciting future of tourism in Milwaukee. The event runs from 3 to 7 p.m., and we hope to see you there. Get your tickets today by visiting the RSVP section of Visit Milwaukee's website. Sponsorship opportunities will close on April 1st, so act now if you'd love your organization to be featured as part of one of our biggest events of the year. For more information, contact Brian on our partnership team at bkubal@milwaukee.org. And we'd also love for you to join us as we're bringing Milwaukee to Minnesota this May with our Mall of America activation and takeover, showcasing the best of our city to thousands of visitors at Mall of America. From food to fun, we'll be giving shoppers a taste of everything Milwaukee has to offer. If you'd like to be a part of this special opportunity, please reach out to Brian on our partnership team again by April 1st. We'll have a great beer garden, bands, all kinds of activations, giveaways. We're going to be doing some contests for people to enter to win trips to Milwaukee. It's going to be a great way to reach the Minneapolis market, which is one of our top markets for visitation each year. Also, don't forget to submit your official visitor's guide and official visitor's map orders through the partner portal. Just head to the collateral section and click on materials request to get started. And this is your final reminder that the 2025 partnership renewals are due by next Monday, March 31st. After that, late fees will begin to be assessed, so be sure to log into the partner portal to view and pay your invoices. Thank you to everyone who has already renewed. We're so grateful for your continued partnership. And be sure to save the date for next month's webinar on Tuesday, April 29 at 2 p.m. We'll be joined by our partner SimpleView as they share their insights and tips on how your organization can optimize your website visibility by capitalizing on keyword searches and improving your SEO. You won't want to miss out on this SEO workshop. Keep an eye on your inbox for more information and an RSVP link. And don't forget that you can RSVP for all upcoming Visit Milwaukee events by going to visitmilwaukee.org/RSVP. Now, before I turn things over to Marissa for today's featured presentation, I want to take a moment to spotlight the Tourism Insights section of our website and highlight just some of the information you can find on this stat-packed webpage. This section of our website is a fantastic resource for you and your business. It highlights key trends in the Milwaukee hospitality industry and showcases some of the hard work my team does every day to position our city as one of the nation's top travel destinations. To share a quick look at our Tourism Insights page, I'd like to welcome Alex Zimdars, Visit Milwaukee's Performance Marketing Manager, who will tell you a little bit about it. Alex?
Hello, everybody. We can go to the next slide. We're going to do a brief overview of visitmilwaukee.org/tourism-insights. There's a QR code if you want to follow along. This website or this web page on our website has been put together so that you have a quick go-to if you're looking for some of our high-level information. So I'm going to walk you through what's on the web page, but then feel free to scroll through on your own if you scan the QR code. So at the top, you see Tourism Insights. You'll notice that these say 2023. These are this is the information that we get each year from the state. So this is typically what's shared out around June each year of how visitor spending and tourism has impacted our economy. So these are 2023's numbers as we're still waiting for 2024. But this is always there to see both Milwaukee County and in the 4-county greater Milwaukee area. Then right below that, we have our information from our partners at Tourism Economics. They track our geolocation data for us to sort of see where visitors are coming from and where they're going when they're here. This is updated once a year at the end of each year to sort of give you an overarching. You can see the data from 2024 already flowed in right here. Then we talk a little bit if you ever need some talking points from our communications and advocacy team about the value of tourism and what it does for the city of Milwaukee if you're trying to convince somebody to help you sign up as a partner for Visit Milwaukee or work toward aiming your next marketing campaign at tourists. This kind of gives you some of those talking points. You can also access our annual report, which is, again, some of those numbers from the state as well as our annual recap of everything we had done. You can sign up for Peggy's email. You can see who and who's coming into town from an event, convention event standpoint, all right here. Then this is the big kahuna, the meat of the page. So a lot of destinations don't share this out with, but we thought it was really important for our partners to have access to our data and what we see and where we're getting all of our information from. So we've embedded our tourism economics executive summary on our website. This is sort of the main page. This is what it'll look like. You, if you click the hamburger menu on the left side, you actually can go back to any month. I think it's through 2022. And it's typically updated around the 26th-ish of the following month. So we should have February in there relatively soon. This, I believe, maybe next slide. Yeah, so the executive summary first page kind of gives you a big high level overview. If you want to see how many overnight trips we had in January, how long people are staying for, our hotel revenue or ADR, how that compares year over year. This kind of gives you that high level information. And then on the left side, you can sort of see some insights from tourism economics after they've looked at this data, mostly reaching out about or mostly related to hotel information. And then you can also see sort of a national outlook and what the state of the nation looked like in the same month. Then we go into our lodging summary. This is, you should all be very familiar with this. Josh just went through February star report. This is January's, that's why it looks a little different. But you can kind of get a brief overview of our total lodging performance. So from Star and AirDNA, which is our short-term rental tracker, our hotel performance, and then our short-term vacation rental performance as well. Then we have a hotel review. Again, just setting some submarkets. You can see county, downtown, north, south. If you have questions about sort of how those are broken out, I'm always happy to, if you shoot me an email, I'm happy to break that down for you. You can see the difference in contract group and transient. The contract is sort of, that would be things like flight attendants or sports teams. Group is those people that visit or our hotel partners or anyone booking conventions and meetings. And then transient is our leisure tourists. And then you can kind of see what our future bookings are looking like, and then our year to date. A lot of this will match year to date and month because it's January, but as you go through the year to date obviously updates. Then we have a 6-month outlook for hotel. Again, a lot of this is really pared down and easy to understand. You can sort of see where things are pacing, how we're doing. Again, looking at the future booking variants, what we're doing to increase those, especially as you start to be able to click back into previous months and then current occupancy outlooks for the next 6 months. Then the same thing sort of with that short-term rental, you kind of see who's got the bigger piece of the pie. You can see how it's pacing year over year or like throughout the year because you can see 2021 through 2025. It's always a little funky when you see January as it's just that tiny little dot, but you can sort of see how it starts to pace comparatively as we move through the year. This is a great one if you're looking at our sales team and you're trying to see what those types of efforts have been doing and what they've been working on. This is their calendar to date bookings and lead volume. Our sales team is working hard every single day. 85 lead volume in January is bananas as they go through every single one of those, follow up with them, and then book them here to create business for all of you. Some airport information, some TSA. We just updated this to get in some new, so we have Columbus, Detroit, Chicago. You can kind of see, it's really good to sort of see how we're pacing with everybody else. Then we get into some of that visitation data. A lot of you reach out to me and ask about how to see visitation trends throughout the year. This is that perfect spot for this. You can see that sort of high level overview of overnight trip shares, visitor origin demographics, which I will say that does not mean that 21% of all visitors in January were 18 years or younger. That just means that where they came from, that's the typical, it's based on census data. So it's based on the location they came from and they aggregate the data. So if we know that Chicago trends a certain age range and then that's 22%, they do all the math for us in the back end. And then you can see our top origin markets. You can see and the top visited POIs, which are based off of the bids and NIDs in the bid and NID map from the city of Milwaukee. And then you can see how our social media is doing. I know a lot of you follow us on various platforms. We have everything here from Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. All of them are on there. You can start to see spikes and peaks and valleys in our engagement and our impressions, how we're doing on our audience. So if you're looking to advertise with us or work with us in that way, this is a really quick scope to see where you might reach people best. And then this is our website performance. Chris on our team works tirelessly to make sure that our website information is out there and up to date and showing how great we're always doing. Love that that little January dot is doing its thing above everything except for bounce rate, which we want lower than everywhere else. So just showing how our website's tracking. Again, if you're looking to advertise with us through our website partner, GTN, if you're looking to convince somebody to have the intern to upload events on our website. This is a great page for those to show the traffic that we have. And then the fact that it's increasing. If you look at that total users, it was up 6.5 over December, but it was up 25.5 or 25.7% year over year. So people are engaging with our website. They're coming to our website. It's a great place to make sure your information is. And that's the gist of the tourism insights. There's a lot more. You can scroll down. There's advocacy videos. There's a breakdown of annual star data. There's all of those really deep insights, but those were sort of the high level things that you can find there. If you have any other questions about data, as always, feel free to email me or Josh or anyone. They'll probably get you to me so that I can answer your question for you. But that's a high level overview. It's a tool that is always there. We keep it updated and that you can use for marketing, for advocacy, for anything that you're trying to do to amplify your messaging.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Alex. There's so much great information that can be found on the Tourism Insights page. And this is just a quick snapshot of all those great tools and resources that you can access at any time. From information about the state of our city's hotel performance to web metrics, it's a data-rich source designed to keep your fingers on the pulse of our travel and tourism industry. I encourage each of you to check it out when you get a chance. And if you have any questions, again, do not hesitate to reach out. Alex or myself or others in our team are always happy to give you more insights and more information about all the data available. Now, I'd like to hand it off to our Director of Sports Milwaukee, Marissa Werner, for our featured topic of today. Marissa, take it away.
Thank you, Josh. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Allison Burns of the United States Golf Association and Chris Schoonover of Erin Hills, who will share the plans for this year's 80th U.S. Women's Open, which is taking place on May 29th through June 1st. The most storied championship is bringing the top golfers in the game to compete for the ultimate prize, the Harton S. Semple Trophy. This marks the tournament's long-awaited debut at the magnificent Erin Hills golf course, and only the third time in the event's 80-year history that it will be held in Wisconsin. With upwards of 70,000 fans expected to attend from across the country, the championship promises a special atmosphere as the world's best female golfers chase history. Allison Burns serves as the USGA's senior director of the U.S. Women's Open and the U.S. Senior Women's Open. officially stepping into the role in August of 2024. In this position, Burns is responsible for all aspects of event operations that take place outside the ropes, ensuring the seamless execution of both championships and enhancing the overall experience for spectators and stakeholders alike. Burns serves an integral role in developing the master site plan and leads permitting efforts, all while playing an integral is a very hard word for me today, role in shaping the public safety plan, covering essential logistics such as parking, transportation, security, fire, and medical operations. She also oversees various critical functions, including accommodations for championship guests, management of the volunteer program, and coordination of host site and community relations. Chris Schoonover I'd like to welcome as well, is the Assistant Competition Director at Erin Hills. Chris teaches and conducts research in the areas of customer experience management, human capital development, and training practices for the golf industry. Chris works closely with the National Golf Course Owners Association and the Wisconsin Golf Course Owners Association. She regularly speaks at both national and international conferences and has participated on industry advisory boards. She is particularly prominent as a strong advocate of smaller golf courses in the development of best practices for owners to maximize revenues, retain great staff, and stay current with the golf industry's best practices. Chris is a practitioner as well, having served more than 25 years in the golf industry through coaching, teaching, and working in golf operations. In 2007, Chris started working at Erin Hills Golf Course, where she is the Director of Operations and Assistant Competition Director. She has worked closely with the USGA in hosting 3 championships at Erin Hills: the 2008 U.S. Women's Amateur Public Links, the 2011 U.S. Amateur, and the 2017 U.S. Open. Welcome, Chris and Allison.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate you all having us here today. We're excited to go over some information about the upcoming U.S. Women's Open and also some information about the USGA just being back in the state of Wisconsin over the next several years. So a lot of exciting news coming to the Milwaukee area. And starting with that, as Marissa mentioned, you can go to the next slide. We are the USGA. We govern the game of golf along with R&A. So while we do put on all of our national championships, there is a lot of other buckets that the USGA is responsible for. This slide really lays it out in a nice way to explain everything that we do. And our team has really come up with a great acronym of Unify, Showcase, Govern, and Advance, just to make it easy to share everything that the USGA is working on day in and day out. And so with that, I'll get into more information about our championships with the next slide. As I just referenced, we do have over 10 championships coming to the state of Wisconsin that have been announced over the past several months. And most notably, I do want to call out the Erin Hills team and Erin Hills as the site that we are coming to in the next couple weeks here with the U.S. Women's Open. It's going to be the first time that we have had a U.S. Women's Open at Erin Hills, and I'm going to pass it to Chris in a moment to share from her perspective and the Erin Hills team what it means to them. But first, from the USGA's perspective, Erin Hills is a partner, Milwaukee is a partner to us, and so is the state of Wisconsin. And that's what makes it easy to put on this championship, to work on it day in and day out. I've been focused on this one for almost 3 years now. We start planning and executing things behind the scenes. I remember having a call with Marissa in my office. I honestly think it was 3.5 years ago, saying we need to start planning for the U.S. Women's Open. Let's start getting ahead on accommodations and explaining to the market everything that's coming to Wisconsin. And so it's finally here, which is always a shock to the system when it's finally close up. So I'm excited to pass it over to Chris in a moment to just go through from her perspective, like I said, what it means to Erin Hills to host the U.S. Women's Open in a couple weeks.
Well, thank you. Yeah, as you said, it's a partnership. The slide that listed all the championships that have been and will be coming. Erin Hills has made a commitment to be a partner with the United States Golf Association to bring our national championship in many of these events, both male and female, and also partner events with what we call the four ball, but most importantly, the Women's Open. We finished in 2017, and right away we were looking at, 2025. And as Allison mentioned, it's right around the corner. We couldn't do it without the partnerships that we all have with the Visit Milwaukee, with the opportunities with the state and local government agencies, and then our neighbors, as I sit here at Erin Hills, as they get ready and be excited. We're committed to making sure it's a great event. What I love about being at Erin Hills is we are a daily fee public golf course. So any individual can come to be a part of this championship, either as a spectator and then at some point maybe have played the golf courses. So we're excited to host again here in 2025 in just a few weeks.
Thank you, Chris. And this slide really just highlights for all of you what the U.S. Women's Open is and what it means to date. So over the past several years, we really have taken a conscious effort to elevate the women's game. And this has been across all golf organizations and honestly, women's sports in general, if you look across all professional sports. But the main thing here is we have increased our purse to $12 million. It's the highest purse in women's golf. We are known to be the marquee major for the women playing week in and week out on the LPGA tour. And a great comparison that I like to give is if you go to a driving range of the Players Championship and you walk by every single player competing in that event, they're going to list a different major that they want to win each year. If you say, do you want to win the Masters or the Players Championship or the US Open, you're going to get a couple different variety of answers. If you go do the same thing at the local LPGA event next week and you go across that driving range, every single player on that range is going to say the US Women's Open. It is the most important championship for them. It is the #1 event that they want to qualify to compete in or to already be exempt in. And it's so meaningful. And I think that all of you should also take pride, and you're going to be hosting it as well with us in the next couple weeks. So be proud of that. We're proud of that as an organization. And it just makes it so much more meaningful when we crown a champion on that Sunday of championship week. But let's go to the next slide. Erin Hills Golf Course, as Chris went through a moment ago, has hosted a few other USGA championships in the past, most notably in 2017, the US Open when Brooks Koepka was our champion. And then most recently, the US Mid-Am was hosted there a couple years ago. And we have already announced 5 more championships coming back to Erin Hills in the next few years. So like I started this presentation, Erin Hills is a partner of the USGA, and not only a partner, but their family. They make us feel like home when we're there, and it's just a friendly environment, and it's an amazing place to be and to experience. And we're so excited for our players to get to be there as well. And then the next slide. Women's Open by the numbers. So this really goes through our metrics. This was last year's numbers at the end of the summer when we were able to calculate everything. And I just want to call out a couple key metrics here. #1 being the viewership. Total viewership was over 5.9 million. So we're streamed on NBC networks, and we have the most hours of coverage for any women's golf event throughout the year. We have coverage on NBC, Peacock, and then we also have live from coverage, which is a great integration to the women's game. And it's also a great way that we tie in the local community just through various segments throughout the week. We are able to bring in more people from the local environment to have some interviews when play, whether there's a rain delay or it's after play is over. It's a great touch point that we've been able to partner with live from the past few years. And then secondly, over at the bottom there, you'll see our demographic split. So 48% are female ticket buyers and 52% male. This is the first time I have ever seen that split so close together. I think we are seeing, not only with the game of golf, we're seeing more females integrated into the game, but we're also seeing more females attend the events and to be a part of the championship experience. So we look forward to seeing that metric get 50-50 for 2025. And then finally, our attendance. Marissa touched on that. About 70,000 people for the week will be at Erin Hills in a couple months. And that really is Friday and Saturday. We expect about 8,000 to 10,000 people. We are seeing most of our ticket buyers from the Milwaukee market in our latest metrics the past couple weeks, but we focus our marketing efforts on a 3-hour radius. So we're integrated into the Chicago network as well as Madison and Milwaukee, and we will see people travel in to this event year after year from all over, not only the country, but internationally. It is a international event and it has international coverage as well. Next slide, please. I just touched on this, but broadcast, we are over 26 hours of coverage and most likely a little bit more for 2025, all across NBC, Peacock, and then USA Network. And we do have the opportunity of having featured groups throughout our championship rounds, which is a great way for us to just showcase these players a little bit more in depth. We didn't have this till about 2 years ago, so it's a great way for fans to interact with the players throughout the week. And then we do have the opportunity through our broadcasts to have special vignettes. So we have limited commercials with our broadcast partner, NBC. And this is also a way that we highlight Erin Hills, the community, and everyone that's supporting the championship through our broadcast each day. And then on site, once you do purchase a ticket and you're integrated into the actual fan experience, there's a lot of fun ways to not only watch golf, but to be integrated into the game of golf or just enjoy the event. I do like to touch on that this event is a little bit more family friendly, I'd say, than the US Open. There is not as many people, so it does make it easier to navigate. You can bring out your family on Saturday afternoon and you can sit in a grandstand and watch everyone come through and not feel that full crowd around you. So I do think that touching on the fact that it's family friendly, kids 17 and under do get in free to this championship. So it's a great way to bring out your kids and for them to experience a one-of-a-kind event. And then we do have some activations for everyone. So our presenting partner is Allied Bank, and they've really invested a lot of money not only into the championship, but also that on-site experience for our fans. So they will have a full activation on site, and we will also be bringing a mini museum, a USGA museum experience to the championship. And then we're also going to integrate different local flares to our concession areas. So we're going to bring in some local food trucks, as well as hopefully, I think, some cheese curds into a few of the concession stands to bring that Milwaukee flair to the championship. Volunteers. So we cannot do this championship without our local partners, and we definitely cannot do it without our volunteer dedication. So we have over 2,000 volunteers that are going to be working the championship, and this is across about 15 different volunteer committees. So this is anything from marshaling a grandstand to a hole to working the merchandise pavilion, helping get ice to our player coolers. It truly spans every single area of the championship, and they come from all over. There are a lot of people that mark their schedule to come out and work the US Women's Open every year, and we cannot thank them enough. And a note here is about 90% of our volunteers are from Wisconsin. We just pulled that number a couple weeks ago, but most are staying closer to Erin Hills or the Milwaukee area, making a trip out of it. So they're going to, while they're only working 2 days or 3 days, they're going to stay the whole weekend, and they're going to be in restaurants and attending the baseball games and everything, just to have a fun experience, not only during the day, but also in the evening around town. And then community impact. One thing you all may have seen recently is our trophy tour. So we really have made a conscious effort to be out in the market with a taste of the US Women's Open by bringing the trophy around town to special events and explaining to everyone what this championship is all about, giving them a little taste to the US Women's Open. So you can get a photo, you can get your hand on that trophy and experience what that champion's going to feel when they receive it on Sunday of championship week. And then that second bullet there, the economic impact. So we have done an economic impact report the past 5 years, and consistently we've brought back to our local communities that we've hosted the event around $20 to $40 million. Actually, that number has gone up over our past studies, and this is everything from the fact that I mentioned earlier, our team started traveling to Erin Hills 3 years ago. We're staying in hotels, we're eating in restaurants, and then we start construction several months prior to the championship. So we're starting construction this week, and we have vendors staying in local hotels there and homes, and they're living essentially in the area for about 2 to 3 months and investing back into the community. And then obviously championship week, when you have all of the attendees on site, you have the players, the caddies, player support groups. There's a lot of people that are going to be spending about 2 solid weeks in the area, and that is just generating a great impact back to the community. And then speaking engagements, so that third bullet, we want to be local in the community. We want to be your friend. We want to be as integrated as we possibly can be. And that's what we've been trying to do the past few years. I had the ability to get to live in Oconomowoc when I worked on the US Open in 2017. So it's been nice to be back in with all the friendly faces and to integrate again in the community. And that's what our team likes to do. Any championship site that we go to, we want to be seen as someone that can come back and you have a positive experience with how we planned this event and how we interacted with you. So we like to leave things better than we found them, and we want to be a partner with you all for years to come. Just like I mentioned earlier, we're coming back for several years, and it's going to be a lasting impression for the USGA as well as the state. And then our key audiences. So we really target the golf fan first with our marketing outreach. And we know that there are the avid golfers that mark their calendars to attend the US Open or the US Women's Open. And that's who we first target all of our marketing materials to about 2 years out. And then second, the local community. It's a marquee event in the market, and it's the place to be, I think, the week of Memorial Day. So we want to make sure that everyone in the community is aware of this championship happening. And then finally, the family fan. As I mentioned, juniors are complimentary to this championship. So making sure that the word is out that it's a family-friendly environment. We do have a junior activation. We also have different facilities where everyone can take a break, get a glass of water, and get out of the heat if they need to, or the cold, depending on what weather we get in a couple weeks. But it is so family friendly, and these players appreciate the fans. They really do. They want to give autographs. They want to talk to a 5-year-old girl that's on the first tee and is watching Nelly Korda. They appreciate the fans tremendously, and I think that's what makes it such a special event as well. And to wrap it up, and I'll toss it back to Chris to end too. I just want to say thank you to Marissa, Visit Milwaukee team. You all have made my job so much easier, first of all. But second, I want all of you that I'm talking to today, I hope you get a chance to come out to experience this championship. But I also hope you get a chance to see everyone around town generating just the buzz. It's going to be a great week in sports, and we're excited to showcase the area.
Well, thank you, Allison and Erin Hills. We echo everything that Allison and the United States Golf Association has put forth in this presentation and moving forward. I'm lucky that I've been at Erin Hills since 2007, and our first championship was the women's public links. And I remember at that point, I was working with transportation. So we had our airport angels going back and forth to the Milwaukee area, and individuals staying in the community, and we couldn't do it without everyone's support. So we're so looking forward here in a few weeks. I think we're at 62 days to have the ball in the air and ready for spectators, fans, and everyone to support this wonderful championship. So thank you to Visit Milwaukee and everyone on the call.
Well, it has been our pleasure. We love working with both of you and Allison, your entire team. It's been fantastic. I can't believe that it's only 62 days away. I was looking, I did not see any immediate questions, but two things that popped up. Are you completely filled with all volunteers at this time? Are you still needing more?
We are full. If for some reason we need to open it back up, it'll all be on our website at uswomensopen.com. But at this point, we're at a wait list. Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful news. Not all of us, when we're looking for volunteers, have that same response. And as for tickets, are there still areas, suites or that are available, VIP
There are.
areas?
Yes, a couple tiers. So we have general grounds tickets, all available in daily and weekly pack options, all on uswomensopen.com. But I do want to highlight one all-inclusive offer that we do still have available, and that's the lodge. This is the facility that is on site at Erin Hills all the time that overlooks number one fairway. It has fire pits out on the patio there, and that's going to be the place where you can get all-inclusive food and drink. You can see the players. Practice screen is going to be right to your right, but that's available in daily options now, as well as tables. So if you are interested in that upgraded type of facility, please feel free to reach out.
I know our team is very excited to be bringing in some clients to come and experience this event. Is there anything else either one of you would like to share that makes this event so unique? I love how you said, family friendly. I'm looking for it. I want to bring my son actually, and where it's more accessible, but being a major women's event, is there anything else you would like to highlight before I kick it over to Josh?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it really is the number one event in women's golf, and I think it gets underrated sometimes. And so I do know when you get out there and you finally see it, most people I talk to buy a ticket for the next day. So I just want to encourage everyone to take a couple hours. You get to park on site, which is breaking news as well. We've made it very accessible to get out here and to experience it. And you will not be disappointed with spending your time out here for the day.
Sounds wonderful. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. And thank you for being here with us. And Josh, over to you.
Yeah, that's great. We did have a couple of quick questions in the chat. I don't know did you get
to up quick?
Yeah, I don't know if you got to them there. They just came in. So if you didn't answer it already, one was, will you have a relax and rewind lounge where you might need some chair massages? If you're of interest, we do have a partner that offers that service with Visit Milwaukee and would love to come out and do chair massages. So that's any need for that? Any lounges that need some support?
Sounds amazing. We do have a group that we partner with to do that for our player group, and they are always looking to help support their team with staff. So please reach out to me, aburns@usga.org, and I can connect the dots there.
Fantastic. Yeah, that would be wonderful. And then the other one was, are you still looking for any food and beverage vendors, or is that full?
We are. Our concessionaire is actively in the market right now. So please reach out if you're interested. We have a few different opportunities with that team.
Okay, fantastic. So still a few opportunities out there for our partners who might want to get involved. If your specific business didn't come up, feel free to reach out to the Visit Milwaukee team. You can reach out to myself or Marissa or others on the Visit Milwaukee team, and we'll put you in touch with Allison and Chris as needed, and whoever might be the best point person for those things. So thanks again so much for joining us today, Allison and Chris, and Marissa for teeing up all of the conversation. See what I did there? Teeing up. Yeah, okay, we got it. So it's so exciting to learn more about the 2025 U.S. Women's Open that is coming to Wisconsin next month. So just like the 2017 U.S. Open, this event will show off not only Erin Hills and the entire region, but it'll position Greater Milwaukee as a top flight golf destination. I did it again. All the golf puns for everybody. It's going to be a wonderful event. And thank you all to all of you for joining us today for the Visit Milwaukee webinar. Once again, we'd like to invite you to tune in to our next webinar in the series on April 29th at 2 p.m. for an SEO workshop with our partners at SimpleView. Keep an eye on your inbox for more and an RSVP link to get more information. And of course, if you have any questions about today's webinar, please do not hesitate to reach out to our marketing coordinator, Chris Amon. Thanks again for attending today's webinar. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you.